It's been so long. It's been, hear me out, it's been at least 6 months because today I got an email, honestly like 30 minutes ago, I got an email from YouTube being like, hey, we're gonna take you off of our like creator fund because you haven't posted in 6 months. So you have 30 days to post or we're just gonna like disown you or something. I don't know. But here's the thing, I was already planning on filming today. So I figured I would come on here and like talk to you guys and like update you guys on, you know, what's been going on, I guess the past 6 months or so. I don't know. It has been a while, hasn't it? A lot has happened. I don't know where to start. So I've been working like a normal job, right? A job in retail. I work in beauty, but it's still a retail job, which means I just, you know, get to like interact with the public, which is such a joy. I love doing it. I think that the public is like so understanding and so like nice and friendly and calm and like totally not entitled at all. I just like, yeah, I just, you know, I love when old people like yell at me and like touch me and like grab me. I think it's really fun, and I think that it's totally fine. And we should just let old people get away with it because fucking why not? They're old. But basically, I've been working in retail for almost a year now, and I have some thoughts. First thought is that everyone should do it, at least for a little bit, just because it builds character and it also builds hatred in your heart. And I think we all need a little bit of that. I used to think that old people were just like so sad. Ugh, old people, they're so alone and like, you know, their families don't see them and whatnot. And I was like, you know, maybe one day I'll volunteer and like I'll just go like talk to old people at like an old folks home, right? And then I got this job working in retail where there's like fucking old people, and I hate old people with such this fiery like deep burning passion. I fucking hate them. And like I get why they're left alone in old folks homes now. I get it, because y'all are fucking miserable and entitled and weird as shit. I often get grabbed and touched at this job by old people, and I shouldn't be, ever. No one should be, ever. But I work in retail, like I work in beauty. Like, why are you touching me? Why are you grabbing me? And they're so fucking entitled. Yesterday, I had an old person come in, and they were looking, they needed something. They needed something, okay? And when they came in, I was like, it's not available. Like, what you need is not available. And they're like, well, I need it. And I was like, well, you can't have it. It's not available. Go somewhere else. And they were like, well, when was this posted? Like, you know, when were we notified of this? And it's like, fucking, it's literally on the door, ma'am. Like, you go away. Like, you can't have it. But it's this constant thing of like every single day, an old person comes in and they're like, where is it? I need it. Like, I need it. And it's like, okay, well, we don't have it. Okay, well, I need it. Okay, and it's fine. I'm honestly, I'm fine. This job is aging me for sure. And it's, like I said, it's building hatred in my heart for old people, and also just people in general who are so fucking stupid that I don't know how they've made it this far in life. Anyway, I totally think that if you have not worked in retail, you totally should, because while yes, it is miserable, and yes, you will want to die at the end of the day, maybe even the beginning of the day, because let me tell you, yesterday, a man handed me some money, but before he did that, he like licked his finger to like get the money, right? Handed it to me. And this has happened many times before, but I've always been lucky, right? And as I was putting the bill into the till, the wet part of the bill grazed my knuckle, and that was like bright and early in the morning. It's so, oh wow. But you get so many stories out of it, and I think that's what matters. At least that is what I keep telling myself. What else has happened? You know, a lot has happened. I'm trying to prioritize them so I don't run out of things to talk about. Let's see. It's snowing. it's actually like horribly cold. We're getting over the horribly cold part, okay? Here's the thing. We had like a cold snap of like single digits and like below digit temperatures for like a week, okay? And like I think yesterday was like the last day. But I have to go out today and do stuff. I don't really even need to do anything, but every time I have days off, I need to leave the house on one of the days, or else I feel like garbage. Like I just need to fucking go do something, like a normal human, and not just like sit in my house. But I have to do it today because starting at like 1 in the morning tomorrow, it's gonna start snowing. Snow the whole day. And have like gusts of wind up to 35 miles an hour. So I have to do everything today because I don't want to be out in that, even though I'd rather go places tomorrow. But I have to stay here and I have to protect Gia from the wind because she is helpless. Absolutely. Speaking of that, oh my god. I totally skipped this. I should have talked about this first. I am so tired. Like physically, and like mentally and emotionally, but that's fine. But physically, I'm very tired because last night I was trying to get some sleep, like we all do, okay? And I stayed up a little later than normal, which is not that late. I stayed up to like 10. I go to bed so early now because I get up every morning at like 6 to 7, depending on the day. And so I went to bed at like 10 because I was like finishing watching a Jenna and Julian video, because that is my self-care. I went to bed at like 10. I turned everything off at 10. Okay, because I was super, super tired. But the past like week, let's say week, I've been having trouble falling asleep, which I've never had issue with. Like I sleep well. I fall asleep quickly. And I mean, I don't really stay asleep for like the past few months. I've been like waking up in the middle of the night. Where the fuck is this hair coming from? Got it. I've been waking up like in the middle of the night and then just like being awake for like a couple hours, which is not enjoyable, especially like when you have work or even when you don't have work. I would like to sleep through the night. Anyway, have not been. But yeah, so I've been having issues like falling asleep. I've never had like real issues with insomnia or anything like that. And I don't want to start taking anything for it because I have this fear that I'm going to become dependent on it and then like fuck up my sleep schedule habits even more. And eventually, finally, I did. Hooray. Hip hip hooray. And then at some point, Gia woke me up. Now, when I went to bed, because it was chilly, like I said, it's been like single digits at night, I was wearing pants, long sleeve, which is not usually what I wear, mainly because I don't know, I feel like I get stuck on the bed when I wear like long things and it makes me like almost claustrophobic. Like I can't turn properly because I'm like stuck. Look at my clothes and the sheets are like stuck. But I was wearing that. I woke up. Bo was on top of the covers. I'm like, I'm laying here, he's here, right? And then she wants under the covers all the time. They wake me up multiple times a night to like get under the covers and get out of the covers. She wants under the covers. And when she gets under them, like, she ends up, like, knotting up the covers in the middle because, like, I'm under them, Bo's on top of them, so there isn't much room for her to get there. And I'm just, like, pissed. I am, like, sweating. I'm so uncomfortable. Like, she's trying to, like, step on me. So I get up and I, like, strip. I, like, put on other things. And I lay back in bed. And it feels so good to be, like, free from, like, the clothing. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna go to bed. Guess what? Can't fucking fall asleep. Super tired. I can't fall asleep. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I will go on my phone for a little bit, you know. I'll watch some videos until I get like tired. And as I'm doing that, I realize like the light, even though I have it on like dark mode and like, you know, dimmed all the way down and everything, like it's killing my fucking eyes. Like my eyes like feel like they're just being strained terribly. So I'm like, okay, I will put on some like stand-up comedy on Pandora, right? Just let it run. Because I used to do that like 2 years ago to fall asleep. It was great and it worked and it was lovely. So I do that. It's playing for probably like an hour, hour and a half. Can't fucking fall asleep. Can't do it. So I eventually am like, you know what? I'm gonna turn it off. and I'm just gonna lay in silence. Eventually, I end up laying on my back. And I am so tired. I can feel myself like in and out of it, but I know I'm still awake, like I'm still aware. My eyes are just closed and I'm just so tired. And then I realize that I can't move. I have gotten sleep paralysis once again. So, little backstory, if you don't know, I don't take naps anymore. First of all, I hate naps in general. I hate waking up and feeling like I'm fucking dead. So I don't take naps anymore. But one of the main reasons I stopped taking them is because I started getting sleep paralysis during them, which is not fun at all. I'm lucky that I don't think my eyes have ever been open during sleep paralysis. Not that I remember anyway. I have never seen anything during my sleep paralysis. I've never heard anything. Oh fuck, I forgot this part. I was telling this to my mom this morning and I forgot to tell her this part. When I was laying there, the thing that like brought me to realize I was in sleep paralysis is because I felt a poke on my cheek. Like someone just with the finger just like poked my cheek. And it felt so real and so weird that I wanted to like open my eyes and like look. So I was just like laying there, and for some reason in my brain, I thought that my mom was beside me. Even though it was Gia. Because Gia's my mom's dog, so I associated Gia with my mom. And so I was like, I need to scream so she can hear me. And I kept trying to scream. I obviously couldn't. Kept trying to move. I couldn't. And then I started overthinking and panicking because I was like, I'm gonna choke on my own spit right now. Like I can feel, because I'm laying on my back, I can feel the spit just like pooling in my throat. And I'm like, I either need to calm down and go to sleep so I can get out of this, or I need to like fucking like wake up. And eventually I was able to like wake up and move, but the issue was I turned to my side in case, you know, it happened again, and every time I felt myself, you know, finally so tired, get to that point of like, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep, my body would start tingling and I would realize like I'm falling back into sleep paralysis, and I like struggle to move and then finally like get out of it. So that was very fun. Could not sleep at all last night. If you've ever like, you know, you've heard of sleep paralysis and you're like, I wonder what it's like. Don't, because it's not fun. It's like, it's horrifying. Because like you're fully aware of what's happening. Like but you can't fucking move. Like I couldn't open my eyes, I couldn't move, I couldn't scream, I couldn't swallow. I'm just, you know, glad I didn't think about breathing, because at that point I would probably fucking not be able to breathe. But yeah, no, it's weird shit. Anyway, so I'm very tired and I will fully blame Gia for that. Back to more normal stuff. I got pulled over, which I shouldn't have. First of all, I got pulled over listening to Glamorous by Fergie. Which, let me tell you, it did not feel very glamorous. I got pulled over on my way home from work. This was like a few months ago, okay, when it was just like, you know, starting to get darker early. And so obviously, on my way home, it's like dim. Like it's in no way dark yet. Like it's still light outside. Like it's bright. Like you could go on a walk and not be afraid of getting got. Like you're fine. So, but the lights that I have, like they don't come on automatically on my car. And so there's like two settings, and so like I pulled them once so that like lights came on, and then second time I understood that the brights would come on, and so since I'm not a dick, I wasn't gonna turn on my brights, so I just popped them on once, okay? And I went, and hear me out, this is on me, okay? Sometimes my like rear view mirror gets like a little fucking weird, okay? Like it just moves, and I also like slouch when I drive. And so not all the time can I see perfectly out of my rear view mirror, okay, whatever. So I pass this one intersection. I'm just driving on my way home, whatever. I fucking see like lights and shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, like they're behind me, okay. This is stupid. But there's nowhere for me to pull off to, okay? I'm like, you know, I'm on the fucking right side of the road. There's nowhere for me to pull off to. Unless I want to like cross like 3 lanes of traffic, right? Which I don't want to do, for multiple reasons. First one being it's unsafe, and also it's unnecessary. Mind you, the cops never turned on their sirens, like, at all. If they would have done like a single like whoop, you know, would have been completely different. They didn't. They were just silent the whole way. And then at the first road that I could turn off onto, I did, right? So this bitch comes up to me. I fucking hate her. She comes up and she's like, why didn't you stop? Like, why didn't you pull over? And I was like, fucking what? There was nowhere for me to pull over. And she names the street that she started like following me from, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I didn't see you, I didn't hear you, you didn't have your sirens on. And she's like, well, yeah, no, I don't turn on my sirens unless it's like something serious. And it's like, well, then I don't fucking know how you expect me to know you're behind me. I'm stupid. I know I should have like fixed my rearview mirror, but I wasn't thinking about, you know, getting pulled over, whatever, who cares? And she tells me like this, I was following you from this street, and I was like, okay, well, there was nowhere for me to turn off onto. Obviously, I'm not gonna win this argument because she's a huge bitch. Like, you can't win an argument with a cop. Like, I know that they're always gonna think they're right. So it's whatever. And then she asked me why I don't have my lights on. And I was like, I do have my lights on. And at this point, like, her, like, partner fucking scared the shit out of me. Like, came from the passenger side and just, like, shined a fucking light into my, like, car. And I was like, by the way, my car was nasty. I had not cleaned out my car. It was so bad. It was so embarrassing. And he's like looking at my headlights and stuff, and I'm like, I have them on, like it's barely dusk, so I like, you know, turned them on like one click, and they're like, yeah, no, they're just like not on. And I was like, oh, well, they fucking are on. They literally are on. Like, I can like test it right now, and like my car lights are fucking on when I do like that one click. Anyway, I'm going over it with the dude now, and basically he becomes my new dad. He shows me that apparently what I thought were my brights are not my brights, even though all three, me, my mom, and my brother, believe that to be the case. Apparently I had my fog lights on, which at the same time, it literally wasn't fucking dark. Okay, I'm so like, it was like, okay, like that's fine. And she was like, I'm gonna let you go with a warning. And it was like, yeah, no fucking shit, you dumb cunt. Anyway, that was the story of how I got pulled over while listening to Glamorous by Fergie. Also, recently, like 2 weeks ago, I almost T-boned a guy. Not my fault. Literally at all. Literally not my fucking fault. Are we fine with that? I kind of got rid of like the arch of it. Let's go back down like a little. I wish I could just like tell you guys all my crazy work stories like as they happen. Like I would, you know, tell friends, and like every day after work I come home and I just like rant to my mom about the fucking idiots I've dealt with that day. And it happens so often. It's like every single day there is something. I'm tired. Anyway, I want to leave this hick-ass fucking town because it's gross. And I don't like the people here. But I don't know where to go. Here are my options. Oregon. But I've heard that Oregon's like still like really white and racist. So basically what? I'm just moving to a place that's white and racist to go to another place that's white and racist. Everywhere like up north, like Seattle area, it's too expensive, right? Florida, hurricane stuff probably. Again, racist. Florida man. Gators. Goal is upstate New York. Not too upstate, but upstate enough where it's like, it's not a bad drive into the city. But here's the thing, I also just like, I want to live on a farm. I want to live on a farm because I just want like, I want to like get up and like go feed cows in the morning and goats. I would like that. I would like to, you know, have a cat that barely likes me and only lets me pet it sometimes. But it's fine because when it lets me pet it, that's like the best thing in the world. It makes my day. But again, it's expensive. I currently don't have the money to do that. So how am I going to? I don't fucking know. But I know I don't want to be here. Here's the thing. Don't have many options. I don't want to go to Colorado. I don't want it to be like snowier. Like here's the thing. I'm fine with the snow. Like I think it's pretty. It's cold. But I do like the change of seasons. I'm fine with going somewhere where it still is snow. Whatever. I don't really want it to be worse than here. And it's bad here. I feel like Colorado is kind of like known for like their snow and like snowboarding and like shit like that. I don't know. That's just like not something I'm into. I feel like also people who move to Colorado just move there because of like fucking weed laws, and I don't give a shit about that. And I don't want to have conversations with people about pot. I don't fucking care about it. So where do I go? I also don't want to go to like a fucking place like Maine. or Oklahoma or some shit. That's like more embarrassing than Idaho, okay? I don't need to go from one embarrassing place to another. I'm not interested. I need to become rich so I can live comfortably and be left the fuck alone by men and old people. I don't want to be around men or old people or old men. I don't want that either. For all of you who've wanted like to see the dogs again, there they are. They're doing wonderful. She is still a huge bitch. Bo still sheds a fuck ton. They're getting old. I think Bo's like 9 now. I think that means she is 7, which is wild. They are babies. I also don't have anything to film. I know you guys are always like come back. Like, we'll watch anything. Like, it's fine. I have film stuff and I just haven't like posted it because I don't like any of it 'cause it's boring. I'm just like talking about life and shit. Which is like kind of fun, but like at some point there has to be something else. And I don't really have time. Also, I need to like fucking, I've been wearing these lashes for like 3 months. That's a lie. It's probably been like 2 months. But like, getting like a little, it's like a little wonky. But if you don't stare at them for too long, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave.